mean, I don't know. It's weird because
Uh,
I've not a whole lot's changed. I've just been
how's this going?
No.
Still jumping.
okay.
I don't know why.
Ooh,
Can you guys hear me now?
Okay, let me try muting you for a moment, and then I'm gonna unmute you. Yeah. All right. So wait, are you frozen? No, yeah.
me? No, I was just
Okay, you're
looking.
just.
I was just very
Uh,
still.
well, like I've been. I mean, not a whole lot. I've been kind of like stuck in a weird like bubble where I get all my information about what's going on with protests and everything through Instagram stories and the little bit that gets covered on the news, which isn't much. And then I'm just at work, and
Ah,
so I'm in a weird kind of bubble where nothing really has felt like it's changed since the lockdowns have begun.
yeah, not much has changed, I gotta say. Budgets are being examined, and people realize that they're probably gonna get voted out now, but I just don't think enough has changed, which is really sad. Uh, but yeah, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Now I'm just gonna focus on the vote, and I'm gonna keep trying to, sign those petitions that who knows if they even work, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. And then
I
I've
feel
just been
you
looking
though.
at people trying to do live shows, and some of them just seem like not worth people's time
The
and
risk.
effort.
Yeah,
Like
and the risk.
well, beyond like risk, I saw one where it's run by people who run comedy club who I don't appreciate without saying their name just because they ripped me off financially, but
I know who you're
I know
talking
that they
about.
don't help other people and do similar things to other people. And so I don't feel people should be helping them try and get out of the lost wages due to COVID when they haven't changed any of their business practice of how they actually treat artists or producers.
Actually, without saying too much, I can tell you that a lot of comics are banding together to write an open letter to the owner of that system of clubs about just their grievances with like how they book and financial things and things like that. So something's happening like that against them right now. And I don't want to
That's
say
good.
too much about it. But yeah.
That's good. It should have
Yeah.
happened a while ago.
Yes, I agree. I agree. All right.
All right.
Should we
So, all right. Did you want to do try to do any comedy in this? Or no?
Nah, I like the conversation. I like it.
All
I think
right.
it's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Ron, let me unmute you because your mouth's moving. But wait. Oh no, wait. You have to unmute yourself because it says once I mute you on this program, you have to unmute yourself. I can mute you, but I can't unmute you.
Oh, you're unmuted now, I think.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me
I can
now?
hear
Yeah.
you now. I'm gonna mute myself to cut down on some of the
Can
echo
you
so
hear me
that you can
Oh
talk.
yeah, let me
now?
mute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute me as well.
Okay. Yeah, I just wish that we had better connections at our time. It sounds like I missed a lot of a great conversation that I came in to the tail end of a great conversation. So anybody who's watching this, these people are amazing. Okay, she's a great guest, and I heard you talking about comedy club payment and that kind of thing. Without having to go back into that, um, what are you hearing in New York about when if and when we're ever able to start performing in comedy clubs? What is that, or comedy venues? What is that sounding like with you guys over there?
So that's already started. The comedy clubs that have outdoor areas, they've already started having shows again. There's a very popular show that wasn't out of a club. It was a bar show that recently moved um, to a different bar in Manhattan, and they had an indoor show last week, which I think is a terrible idea. But the person who runs that, he's not really a comedian, so I don't think he realizes that how bad of an idea that was. But yeah, so the venues that have outdoor spaces have already started having shows again, which is kind of cool. And I've actually started booking some road work again already scheduled for August. So we'll see if that ends up being a good idea or not. I'll figure that out.
Where were you booking to travel to?
Oh, actually local for a fundraising event.
Oh, right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know when we're going to go back on the road. I mean, California is completely exploding right now. Vegas, which is, Nevada, is exploding right now. Phoenix, which is Arizona, obviously exploding right now. Texas. I haven't checked Portland but Utah, which I go to all the time, is like, I mean, I just don't know when we're going to be able to actually start doing shows again, because, this is just, I mean, it's being handled like in such a horrible way. What's going on in New York is where the rest of the country should be right now, here we are. I don't get it.
So it's interesting too because New York is doing great. Most of New York is doing great, but then for 4th of July, the Hamptons, that people went down to Fire Island in the Hamptons, and now those populations, the COVID numbers are exploding in those populations. So yes, we're doing well, but just as you said, people, reopen too early. And I feel like there's going to be a wave in places that have flattened the curve already. I'm worried about that. Yeah.
Oh, Ron, unmute yourself. I muted you while Noe was talking because of the echo.
I feel hilarious for all these people that are so fucking pretentious and privileged that they're going to go to the courthouses with their guns to demand that they don't wear face masks because it's their freedom. And I'm like, motherfucker, you don't even know what lack of freedom is. Shut the And that mindset, there's so many people that just don't want to wear a mask. And at this point, I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck what your belief is. Just wear the goddamn mask. That's what the law is right now. I mean, you follow all these other laws. You stop traffic lights. You pay your taxes. Just shut the fuck up and let us get through this, please. It's such an unbelievable time period right now, and the selfishness when it seems like isn't benefiting us. That's for damn sure. I'm just frustrated, I guess, But
I agree. I agree. It's just such a simple thing that people have to do, and they just go into stores despite the staff that they have to wear the mask. It's a terrible decision. And now they're shocked that the ICUs are completely full. So I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. As a first generation person, I started seeing the worst of America at a very young age, and so none of this really surprises me. But it makes me sad, and I don't see America getting to the point that the rest of the world is already at anytime soon, and that's sad. But I don't know. I don't even know what it's gonna take because so many people have died already, and a lot of people still don't care. I don't know.
I think, history's really going to be. We're living through a very interesting point in time. I mean, we have kids in cages. That's right, these kids in cages. Oh, you know what I mean? This Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah. Oh God, that was horrible. Oh, no school shooting. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, just horrible. Oh, but like literally nothing gets done about it.
No,
I mean, like I
nothing
said,
is done about it.
it looks like there's some movement with right now, but how far will it go? There just still hasn't been any gun control laws. The only reason we haven't had a school shooting is because we haven't had goddamn school. You know, I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's just the amount of political cowardice and the amount of inaction coupled with just bald ass ignorance. Just some ignorant, dumbass motherfuckers out there. I'm sorry. There was like an uptick of calls to poison control, asking if it's bleach. Motherfucker, if you don't know, if you are not smart enough to know that number one, he's a lying sack of shit. Number two, don't share and just bleach. What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? That should be America's new slogan. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Honestly.
It's like the same.
Sorry.
The same people, like if they have a heart attack or if they have to take some type of medicine, they have to get a prescription for something, an infection or something like that. They're like, oh, doc, what do I have to do? Okay, yeah. And they do it. But now it's like, you have a doctor saying, listen, all you gotta do is put on a mask, man. You sit your ass at home for like 3 months and shut the fuck up. Oh, you're taking my freedom.
I know. It's so ridiculous. It all came down from the president, because I don't even like calling him that. From 45, from Trump, that piece of shit. It came down from him, because as soon as he started saying, I'm not going to wear the mask, that's when all these idiots started saying it too. And it was just a wave of stupidity. And I just hate that he has any influence, because how can anyone in their right mind? But he does. He's like a cult leader. He's a cult leader. And now he has the blood of over 100,000 people on his hands. He doesn't seem to care about it. He doesn't care. Terrible person. But
yeah, no, he totally is a cult leader. He's totally like Jim Jones. Like when Trump leaves office, if he moves to some small island in the middle of the Pacific and starts handing out punch, I guarantee there'll be 500,000 motherfuckers there. It's sad, but it's true. I think, and I don't want to sound callous about this, but whenever somebody says, I don't want to sound callous about this, they typically do. So here we go. Here's my shot at not sounding callous while selling us. But people, at a certain point.
I mean, so I read some I think it was like an article from, oh no, it started as a tweet. All these articles on like the Huffington Post and like New York Times, they just steal them from tweets now. But anyway, there was a tweet where somebody said the reason you can't talk to a Trump supporter in a rational way is because no matter what he does, because now we know he's a pedophile, we know all sorts of bad, horrible things about him. No matter what he does, they're still going to like him because of the freedom he gives them to be pieces of shit. That's why they vote for him. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about the kids in cages. They don't care that he's a pedophile. They don't care that he's a terrible president. They don't care that he's killed over 100,000 people by being a terrible president. They just care that they can be pieces of shit peacefully now. And they don't have to answer to anybody. And that's very, very scary. That's very scary.
You know, I agree with that 100%. He empowers them to be disgusting human beings. You know, they feel disempowered. They have no control in their own lives. They're not willing to look at the mistakes they've made in their own lives and how they can self-improve themselves so they can feel better looking at these other people suffer because they feel that these people are not as good as they are. And it's crazy.
It is crazy.
You know, it is crazy. Yeah, and all these fake woke, and even worse is all these fake woke people out there. Now it's all these fake woke ass motherfuckers. Like, you know what? Educate yourself. Thank you. Welcome to Black History. Welcome to America. Welcome to the struggle. Now, how about you come over here and educate yourself before you continue to talk shit you don't know what you're talking about? You know? And there's one jackass that a friend of mine on Facebook today, which is honestly defund Facebook. I mean, my God, it's just
Agreed.
It's just trash. It's just trash. But this woman with brother too, talking about Kanye West would be a good president. He was off your motherfucking mind. He's a black businessman. He's a billionaire. I was like, Kanye West.
Yeah, and the reason Kanye even said he's running is to try to take votes away from Biden, which is ridiculous because the only people that would vote for Kanye are Trump supporters.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to tell Quasar. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? First of all, Kanye West sold his people out on numerous occasions now. He consistently exhibits mental health issues that are not becoming of a president. By the way, we're in the middle of a fucking global pandemic, a global recession, and this motherfucker sells clothes, and albums, and maybe some real estate jewelry. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's the Ross Perot of our time, definitely, for sure. But even Ross Perot had some good ideas. I remember as a kid being like, "Hey, some of the stuff he's saying actually makes sense financially. Some of his financial planning made sense. I don't trust Kanye to have any plans that make sense. He's already announced that he's against abortion. He's against healthcare. I mean." The fact that we're even discussing what his platforms are right now is hilarious.
I just hope that we as a society, we look at this dick-faced asshole that's in office right now, and we understand what government is all about after this. You know what I mean? Because, you know, black people and brown people, we've had to navigate government for what it really is for a very long time. And I hope now people are starting to see, like, oh, yeah, actually, there is a difference.
Yeah.
Obama you may not agree with every policy of Obama, but he was a beautiful man with a beautiful family who, regardless of, again, if you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent, or whatever, it doesn't matter, you can at least tell he gave a fuck about the goddamn country.
That's true.
You didn't get that. That's true. Yeah. George W. Bush did not. George W. Bush, who we thought was going to be the worst president of a generation, ironically, right? I remember when George W. Bush was the worst president ever. Now I would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know? honestly, I think a lot of the things that Trump has done. Oh, he's gone.
I think he accidentally. He meant to mute himself and accidentally bumped himself out.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well,
Man, are we? So will we wrap up at like 11?
yeah, I mean, we're not going to go beyond that. I think there's been enough like technical difficulties and meandering that we shouldn't go beyond that.
That's true.
Hello, Ron again. But back to one point that I would make, that it's not just about Kanye, but I'd be fine with the president having mental health issues if they weren't anti-psych meds, which
Yes.
Kanye is. And blame. So if they were pro psych meds and pro antidepressants for people who those do actually benefit, and they were taking them and had mental health issues, then I'd be totally fine with a president with mental health issues. And that's that.
Yep, I agree with that. I do agree.
Yeah, I
if
think
Kanye
that-
took his medication, he would be a better person.
Right. And by the way, if you're on your meds and you're under the proper care and you're caring for yourself and taking care of yourself and you're healthy, you won't know that you don't need to know that a person's on their meds.
Exactly.
I mean, the difference is when you're a fucking asshole. You know?
And who's to say he wouldn't still be an asshole even if he took his meds? But
Oh, he's
but
an
at least
asshole. He's an asshole anyway.
clearly.
Yeah, he cut his out of his fucking mind, you know. And I think that, but to go to his brother's point a little bit deeper, though, I think that it is important that we continue to highlight minority-owned businesses, minority women-owned businesses, minority LGBTQ plus owned businesses in the communities that they are. On a regular basis, somehow celebrate these different businesses throughout the year, so people can can know that they're there and traffic them and give them their money, because it's those businesses that makes our country diverse and strong and thrive. Matt, what do you think?
I mean, I can't really be against what you just said. I mean, this is all about defunding white America. I'm just here to try and create a platform.
Okay, so man, as a white man, okay, and for the people that are watching this,
I'm fine with following and having less access.
Interesting. What do you think, Matt, about white privilege?
What, like, is it real? It is.
No, not if it's real. Just like, how do you think that? Actually, good question. How do you think that white America could deal with white privilege?
I think I think they'd like to deny its existence rather than admit that they're really scared it's going to get taken away.
Right. How about you? Where did you go? I can't see you now.
Oh, me?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? Hold on, I'm having okay, whatever. What do you think white America could do to combat systemic racism and white privilege?
Oh, there's so much. First of all, you would have to start with the prison system. A lot of the nonviolent offenders in there need to just be let go. Actually, I would say all of them, to be honest. Nonviolent offenders. Prison system, redlining, education, so many things. There's just so many systems in place already that are very obviously racist that could just be done away with tomorrow. Electoral college, all of them. And at the beginning of this current Black Lives Matter movement that we're in, there, you could tell that it was moving that direction where people were like, oh, like, we're going to re-examine this. Like, we're going to accept resumes from people of color. Like, even I, as a comedy writer, I noticed, like, all of a sudden there were way more opportunities for me at the beginning of this movement. Things that clearly, CAA or whatever agency was just not sharing with anyone except for their white their white clients. But I don't know. I can tell that people are trying. Actually, I did read that the Electoral College is going to change their methods now, but they just shouldn't even exist. It's going to take probably another 100 years for all the systemic racism in America to be done away with, and I don't think that it ever will be, because why would the majority race want to give up the power they have? They don't want to. And America is just such a shitty place, and it's never been a great country, and it's probably going to continue to be a shitty, not great country for a very, very, very long time. And it might slowly get better and better. But then it'll just all be taken away again. I don't know. I'm very pessimistic right now. Maybe I wasn't the right person.
No, that's perfect. No, I loved your answer. That's fantastic. Because I think a lot of people share your feelings exactly, and I definitely have those feelings as well. I think that white people and white America, they need to. I think they found their buzzword, and it's, believe it or not, buzz phrase, and believe it or not, I believe it's socioeconomic disparity by Bernie Sanders, right? And now you can see the police brutality. So there is now a tangible way for white America to be able to see this type of discrimination, especially since white women want the Me Too and the pay equality and all these things that they've been fighting for so long. And the bang up wonderful job that the LGBTQ community did and continues to do in its fight for equality. So I think by all of this equality push, Black Lives Matter is kind of the next in line. I hate to use that phrase, but that's what it seems like is happening. And all these different disadvantaged groups are supporting it. So I think that that's a good thing. Again, where it goes, I don't know. I'm not expecting utopia. But kind of going to what you're saying about these new opportunities, there are more opportunities out there that seem to be revealing themselves. And so let's just keep being active and make sure that we uplift everybody and really work hard after this election. First of all, vote after this election, midterm vote. But in between that time, really work to help heal the Black and brown communities in a meaningful way, starting with pay gaps, healthcare, and those poor children in the cages.
Oh yes, the children in cages has to be.
That's a devastating thing. That's going to be. Yeah. Those kids are going to need help for years, for decades.
Yes.
The kids in cages definitely need to be priority. And Biden still hasn't even talked about that being part of his platform, which is crazy. I feel like Biden just feels like he doesn't have to say anything, because no matter what he doesn't say, it's better than anything Trump is saying. But I don't know. That might be a good tactic. Who knows? We saw what happened with Hillary, so maybe that's a good tactic.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good tactic. I also don't think it's a good tactic that the rest of the Dems, if they're going to throw all of everything into Biden being the one to push, that most of them, through all of COVID, through all of COVID, they've just stayed mostly quiet, occasionally tweeting something, but not doing much to lobby for people. They're not doing really much to talk about police brutality. None of them are talking about the fact that police unions should just be dismantled altogether.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're not doing enough to kind of build a propaganda campaign to make even older voters bother to come out for Biden, let alone younger voters who are not motivated because they want the next president to be the one who's going to fix it all, when that's not true. Whoever's in, we're going to have to fight to get them to do anything, as well as try to get more people out who shouldn't be in there.
That's true.
That's true. But he doesn't seem to pick up any sort of proposals that people want. He just sticks to what he has. And
yeah. I don't know what tactic this is. I'm just really hoping.
Him and the Bernie Sanders camp did just announce a set of proposals that kind of splits the difference on where Biden was and where Bernie Sanders wanted to go. That included a couple big wins for some of the healthcare and other issues and financial issues that Elizabeth Warren was fighting for. So, that was in the news the other day. So I think they're trying. I just think that Trump is such a fucking disaster from day to day. I mean, he's just such a headline stealing, energy sucking, just succubus. That you can't listen to anything else. It's every day. It's, we have how many infections, or, he's pardoning fucking criminals, or it's just like it's every fucking day. There's something else that's just like, what the fuck,
It's true.
I mean, we could sit here right now and go back to every day of the calendar and say, oh, this was the day that this happened. Oh, this was the day that this happened. Oh, this was the day that this happened. It's like there's no break. It's just nonstop carnage of corruption. It's just, oh my fucking God, just get this guy out of the office. My God, please.
Yes. I agree.
But you know what? It is 7:55, so it's time for us to start winding this down. And the fact that I have some slow-cooked braised beef ribs ready for consumption has nothing to do with my desire to leave these podcasts and go to the kitchen. But first of all, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
How, please give everybody your social media stuff so they know where to find you.
Okay. I'm on noyecomedy.com, NONYE comedy.com, and you can find all my socials there. I'm that Noye, NONYE. On Twitter, I'm Noni Fizzle on Instagram, NONEEFIZZLE. I probably should have streamlined everything. I didn't. I don't really care. But but yeah, noyecomedy.com. You can find everything, find my shows and things like that. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I'll just talk to you about that afterwards. I'm like,
I'm here in Los Angeles. RonBushOnline.com is the website.
okay.
Facebook and Instagram is ron.bush, BUSH, and the number 1. Yeah, I do shows out here all the time when able to, tour as much as possible when able to. Tie white men up in my closet and smack them around and feed them once a day, as much as possible.
So you're a dominatrix. That's cool. I'm trying to get into that.
No, I'm not a dominatrix. It's just a service I provide. They nickname me out here Gay Thanos. So
Thanos was already gay. Let's be real.
I have a complete joke about it. He was totally gay.
Yeah.
Totally gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. He was a bald head daddy that did too much growth hormone at the gym, honey.
That's right.
Well, listen.
Why would you
Matt
want all
Flynn,
those rainbow stones?
Exactly. Those rainbow wings. Matt Flynn, do you have any final words, Matt Flynn?
I'll say this and then goodbye, I guess. Back to the previous content, I feel like all the people who are running, including Biden now, what they should have done, even if it was a full of shit statement that meant nothing to them, they should have listed all of the political prisoners currently in American prisons and claimed and promised, even if it was a false promise, that they were going to pardon them when they become president. And that would have helped them dominate the news cycle and steal some of the airtime away from Trump owning most of the 24-hour news cycle.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Right.
They should have done something like that. Even if it was just like an open letter about policy, anything. policy, anything.
Yeah. Well, I think time, right now Trump is busy burying himself with, fucking up the response to the virus and letting people die, and the ensuing soon to be collapse of our healthcare system. Mark my words, 2-3 weeks. And of course, the economic collapse that happens after that, that should be just around the beginning of election season. So let Trump keep doing what he's doing. And by the end of this month, since we're not doing the right things that we're supposed to be doing to save lives and reduce the spread, you're going to see a dramatic increase continue to happen, and that's not going to be good. And he'll get, as grandma's dying on the deathbed, all these rednecks that didn't realize he was fucking a snake oil salesman, we'll vote him out of office. That's all we can do. And hope that he doesn't burn the country down in the process of getting out of office when Biden has to step in January 2021.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining. I'll reach out to both of you again to do other stuff. Bye, Noye. Bye, Ron.
Okay.
Night.
Bye.